With the edges painted black, we can see how the folded leather at the bottom is perfectly lined up. Here we have Tauruscamp. This is, well, let's open up and see. Well, it says grain. And we know that Tauruscamp makes a grain wallet. This, however, is the mini. This is a new, and this is from my friend Sajid Kala from Singapore. He is the owner and maker with Tauruscamp. And this is a Butero Foresta color leather. And you have various different colors in here. It is a slim wallet. We're looking at the newest in the grain wallet line from Tauruscamp. Sajid Kala is the owner and maker. Since 2018, he's been creating very unique wallets. Now, I started reviewing his wallets a year after he started, and the grain honestly is one of my personal favorites. So let's get into the details. From a feature perspective, if we go to the back of this, we see we have one external card slot right here. Capacity up to 3 cards. Has this thumb notch, which we'll see how that functions in card and cash. And then we have the security flap right here. Open it up and we have 2 additional card slots. We have a primary one right here. You can see how I have a thumb and finger method. And then right here in the front. Now, this is where the flap goes down, the security flap, but really it functions as another card slot and provides really the quick access method that we like to see with wallets. This measures 3.8 by 2.5 by 0.4 and it weighs 1.1 ounces or 31 grams. A lot of attention to detail is what makes this wallet stand out against other wrap type wallets. So let's keep going. You'll notice we got 6 cards and 3 slips of cash in there, folded twice. Now the company makes no recommendations on the number of cards, but due to the ability to stretch, leather does that, you have the capability of putting in more should you want to do that. This is designed and made in Singapore. Most of Sajid's wallets are made with veg-tanned Butero leather from the Conceria, which means tannery in Italian, the Wapier from Italy. He also uses some hand-dyed colors as well, so be aware of which you're getting when you order. Now this is made from a single piece of hand-cut veg-tan leather, wrapped, saddle-stitched here at the bottom, sewn very nicely with a wax thread. Now, I want you to notice the dimensions right here. So the dimensions from the end of this thread to the outside and here to here are exact. I measured them. They are exact. And I also dare you to find the final stitch that we have in here that is heat sealed. It is really hard to get into and find, but it is in here. But of course, from an aesthetic perspective, well, he hides it. Now, again, the edges are all painted black all the way around on all of these outside as well as the bottom. And you can see that little bit of gloss there. But what I want you to look at, with the edges painted black, we can see how the folded leather at the bottom is perfectly lined up. You see no raised, no lowered. It's all perfectly cut and lined up. That is impressive. Now, I've got to smell this leather because, well, that's what I do, and it's awesome. Oh, it smells amazing. Veg-tan leather, you just can't get away from it. Now let's look at this. The cut of the flap itself, as you can see that it has a taper on both sides. That's on purpose. So it lines up perfectly on both sides at the top, and it then has just an easy slide in from the side and push down to secure. Now this is the smallest of the grain line. There are 3. And we have the mini, which was just released. We have what's called the standard, and there is a small in here. I didn't want to dig it out, but it is a little bit smaller in between this and this. This is standard. What it means is this can handle all currencies by way of their height. And when we're talking about that, we're talking about this. We're talking about yen. And see how it needs to be that size to fold once and fit inside this wallet. Now, the small is for all standard size. So the height again is a lot shorter than we see with the yen, which is right here. And that is the difference by way of standard, small, and then with the mini, it doesn't matter. You have to fold the cash twice to be able to put it in here, and it really is meant to be a minimalist, more minimalist type wallet. I think the weight of the leather is perfect to provide a strong, stable leather experience. You can kind of get this here while still being slim and light and flexible but sturdy. Now, as of this recording, the price on this is $60. That does not include shipping. It appears easy to use, so let's look at some of the finer details during our usability discussion. I've always liked the Grain wallet due to its non-snap design. Simple access via the thumb. You just come up here and flip it up and into the card you go. And reinsertion of the flap is not a chore. Very simple. Ability to keep card on the top here. It kind of got caught behind, but you just put this in here. Keep your quick access right here. Tap pay is awesome. And of course, quick access there. If you want to have other quick access cards, you can have them right here in the back. And the precision in how this has been built really comes out in all these finer details. If we go to the back, we can see yet another one of these. If we say, all right, I do want to get to my cash or other cards, we have this lower finger thumb notch, gets you into the cards. You can get into your cash down here as well. We can kind of pull this out and yeah, let's see what we can do here. There we go. And again, emergency cash. I just don't like carrying cash with my slim wallets, but emergency cash is great. But you have that ability, this big option here to get your cards and your cash out. You can just put this back in here if you like. Again, an easy slide in. It puts this flap into play. It just is so good usability wise. And like we mentioned in the beginning, you do have this notch so you can get your finger, thumb, and get cards out from the side. And there you have it, a nice line extension to the Grain design. Now on to the final score. For quality 5, fantastic. Price of 3, reasonable. For features, usability, and perception, a 4 for each of those. Again, design, quality, how this is put together, it is awesome, and I really appreciate that, and I think it does meet those criteria. And that gives us a great score, 4.3 out of 5. Now, if you like this video, then watch this one next, and we will see you in the next review. Goodbye.